Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Lisa Fulford, your creative coach, and I'm glad that you're here. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. And so I am working on my countdown to Halloween. And so I have been trying to come up with some really cute boxes and treats and things for all of you. And I think I have a few more to share with you. So I've been looking at different types of candies and different things like that so that I could give you an array of things that you might want to make for your treat giving. So we will get started with this. I think it's week 5, and we will show you here in just a second. Let me change the camera down to there. All right, so this is the box that we're going to make. It's a real simple box. I don't really have it completely closed here. I have a little glue dot on there just to hold it to show, but this one here is for Hershey's Kisses, and I have the fall ones that have, fall leaves and different things on there, and I think it holds about 6. You can get an extra one in there, but I think 6 was a nice round number. And so I'm just going to close these up, and I'm going to secure the one that we're going to do tonight a little bit better, but I put a little glue dot there just to hold it closed. It's really simple. It doesn't take much in way of DSP or supplies, and so you may have some scraps laying around that you could use. And this paper is on, I don't know if it's just I think it's just an online exclusive right at the moment. And what's nice about it is that you get more than just 2 sheets. I think you either get 3 or 4 sheets of each one of the patterns. And so it is called, let's see, cannot remember it. It is called Halloween Spells. I should have known that. But it's some really fun designs. And then we've got the green bubbles. We've got polka dots. We've got the black stars and different things. So I think those are the only 3 patterns that are in there. And on the back of the, oh, nope, there's another one. There's the colorful stripes. And then on the back is like a pool party or something like that. I believe it's pool party. Stripes on the back of the college stripes. Let me see if that was pool party or what. Yep, that was pool party. I sometimes tell myself that's what it is, and then whenever I go to do it, I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. I better check. So that is what we're using for this project. And this piece of DSP is it's like 4.5 inches wide, and it is 6 inches long. And you can make it different lengths if you want. You can make them where they're short. You can make them where they're a lot taller. But for this one, I wanted about a box for about 6 of the Hershey's Kisses. So I made it 4.5 by 6. And so then that way I can cut my paper in half horizontally, and I can get, oh gosh, not quite 6. I can get 4 out of it and then have some extra left for some other projects, because I think because at 4.5 you would need it at 4 to get 6 total out of it, but it's about 1/2 inch too wide to do that. But like I said, you can use the other strip of it for other projects that you may want to make. So we will bring in the scoreboard for this, because I've already got it cut out to the 4.5 inches by 6 inches. I'm going to move that out of the way, and I'm going to show you how to score this. All right, so the 4.5, you want it in a portrait. So 4.5 by 6, so you want it in a portrait. And then I'm going to put it in my, sorry about that. I'm going to put this in my paper trim, or my scoreboard, and we're going to score it in 4 places on this side. So we're going to come up here at 1. We're going to come down. So I get it in the 1. And we're going to score that down. And you don't want to press too hard, because you can tear DSP. So we're going to score at 1. We're going to score at 2. We're going to score at 3. And we're going to score at 4. And this little 1/2 inch right here will be your gluing edge. So whenever we do some of our cutting, you'll need to remember this little 1/2 inch is your gluing edge. Then we're going to turn it on its side to have the 6 inch at the top. And we're going to come in at 1 inch and score. And then I'll just turn it this way. So you can just score it at 5 inches, but I'm just going to turn it and you score it 1 inches on the other end. Or if you like doing that, it could be 1 and 5. So that's how I'm doing this one. So that is all the scoring. So it's, again, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So each inches. And then a 1/2 inch left over. Then you're going to turn it and you're going to come in at 1 inch and you're coming from the other end at 1 inch. So it'd be at 1 and at 5 because it's a 6 inch piece. If it was a 7 inch piece, you would score it at 1 and at 6. If it's a 9 inch piece, you'd score it at 1 and at 8. I hope that I'm explaining that well enough, because you can make this project for any size. All right then, so we're going to bring in our scissors, and like I said, remember this 1/2 inch down here is our gluing one. So I'm going to turn it over on the back because you can see the score lines much better. On this side, they just get lost in the pattern. You can barely see them like right along here, but let's do it on this side. So this is the edge that we're going to glue. So on this edge, we need to cut away these end rectangles, but then we also want to miter the center piece here. We don't want it to be the full length with no mitering. So the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to miter while I'm removing those rectangles. You can do it where you cut it and then miter, whatever's best for you. So I'm just going to come, I'll get up closer. I'm just going to come on just this very, like right here is the score line. Make it where you can see a little bit better. So right here's the score line. I'm just barely going to go past it and I'm going to cut up to where it crisscrosses. And then I'm going to turn it this way and I'm going to cut on that score line again. And then this piece right here is trash. All right. So that just angles that little bit right there, but it did not angle here. So right here, I'm going to cut up at an angle. So we're just going in the opposite direction. So we're going to cut there. And then we're going to come here and we're going to cut up this score line to where it crosses. So that's how we do that. And this will be our gluing tab. Okay, so now on each end, we've got 4 of these 1 inch boxes. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to just make a V to remove the score line. So this has the score line right down that middle of that. So I'm just taking a V to remove that. You can cut each line and then miter each one if you want. I'm just trying to save some time. And so I'm going to angle this. So each one of these will be like a little tab instead of just a rectangle. And that way, you know, I only have to cut once as opposed to 3 times each time. You do whatever works best for you. I got it. All right. So that is all of our cutting. All right. So I'm going to burnish on all of these score lines. Go across those. Open those all up. Burnish across those. And I'm going to do each one of these. pretty quick to put together. All right, so this is the top of our box. And then this is our glue section. So what I'm going to do is here's the top, this is the inside. I'm going to fold this on 1, 2, the second score line. So the 1 score line is the 1/2 inch. This first 1 inch section is what I'm going to fold over. And I'm going to take my liquid glue. You could use tear tape if you want, but liquid glue has seemed to work best for me. And I'm just going to put some glue on that 1 inch. Don't need a lot because there's not going to be a lot of stress on this box. I'm going to bring it over, glue that together. I'm going to go the other way and burnish that to make certain that the glue adheres and that your score lines are matching up. And they should, because if you scored them at the 1, 2, 3, and 4, they should match up just fine. All right, so here is what our box is looking at like so far. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it upside down, because this is the back of the box, because here's our seam. Then we're going to flip that up and we're going to put the side pieces in. Doesn't matter which one. So here's my seam right here. So I'm going to put a piece of glue there. Bring this over. And then I'm going to put this front one down, the one closest to me, because here's my seam coming towards me. As this is the back of the box, this is the front. So whatever tab is on the front of the box goes down last. All right. Just like that. I make certain I've got it squared up. I'm going to put that down, and I'm going to use my bone folder. The length that I made it, I can get that bone folder in there and just make certain that I make that hold well. All right, so now it's time to add our chocolates. Put an orange one, pool party, another orange one, pool party, orange, oops, and pool party. So that's 6. So that'll hold 6 nicely. See, it's right there. So now then we're going to put the side tabs in. So we're going to add glue. Just like that. We're going to bring that back tab down, because this is the back of our box now, and this is the front. And how you can tell is there's my seam. Wherever my seam is, that's always the back. Bring that down. We're going to add glue to this front. Bring that down. Make certain you have it square. And then just hold that for a moment. Finished with the glue. I hope you're liking this project. It's really quick and easy to put together. Cut it at 4.5 by 6. And on the 4.5 edge, you score at 1, 2, 3, and 4. You turn it to the 6-inch side and you score it at 1 inch in from the ends at 1 inch on both ends. Okay, so that's holding pretty well, I think. All right, so now then I'm going to take my ribbon and let's see, 12, about 17 inches maybe, and I probably won't need all that, but I wanted to make certain I had plenty. So I'm going to take this, I'm just going to crisscross it, and I'm going to tie myself a bow, and I'm going to try to tie it off over here to the side. And there's a couple ways you could do the sentiment on here. Oh yeah, I did not need 17 inches by no means. Oops, I think I smushed my box. I'll put my finger where the knot is. And as you hold that knot and pull the tails of your bow, that tightens the bow without undoing it. And then you just pull on them. And so that's our bow. And I'm going to trim our edges, our ends. Just like that. All right, so now then we're going to take this piece here and we're going to do a little bit of stamping. I I have my memento here, and I have my gorgeous grape. Those colors are in the DSP. So we have the grape here, and then of course the black is all around it. And we're going to bring in the Trick or Treat from, it's the stamps, let me look here. It's the one, I do believe, with the, it's got the pumpkins with the ghost and that kind of stuff. It may not be in here. I don't remember if it was an online only or if it's in our catalog. Well, I'll put it in the list in the description below the video. I can't remember the name of it, and I forgot to write it down. But I'm going to take my Trick or Treat, ink that up in the gorgeous grape. I'll stamp that kind of right. You stamp it about wherever, but I put it down a little bit because I want to have bats at the top that are full instead of being cut off. So I'll take this one for the bats. I'm going to stamp that up here. Take this one down here. Stamp there. Okay. Wipe that up. So there is our Trick or Treat. And now you could put a hole in this, punch it, and then use some twine and tie it on if you want. But I decided I just want to use dimensionals, and because that's quick and easy. And the ribbon that we're using is the black and white gingham ribbon, which I think everybody probably knows that because we've had it for a while and it's gorgeous. So I want to bring in my dimensionals. I'm just going to come up here near that bow. I'll put a dimensional one and a second dimensional right up against that. Move those backings. And there is our project for the night. It's quick, easy. You can make these as Christmas. You can make them as birthday. You could make them for Halloween. You could do them for Thanksgiving. You could do them for Valentine. Whatever designer series paper that you have, as long as you cut it 4.5 inches wide, you can make it whatever length that you want. You could even make it a 12-inch length if you want. That would take a lot of Hershey's Kisses, because I think a 9-inch one takes 12 Hershey's Kisses. And these take 6. So I thought 6 was a nice round number for a nice treat. So, you know, some people could maybe eat one, but I usually can't. So I like, you know, a handful anyway. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. If you like this project, give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you next time. Happy stamping!